Once you have that emotional connection, it's like they're yours. They trust you. There is absolutely the sense of trust, confidence, and chemistry. There's absolutely no question. When you think about emotions, emotions are like the cold as well. You don't ever go to a movie, go to a Rocky movie, you're exhausted at the end of the movie. You know why? Because it's emotional, because you're involved in the emotion. So if you can develop the trust, confidence, and chemistry, you're going to be much more likely to not only get the business, but also keep the business, get the next project, and basically minimize or eliminate the competition in its entirety. I will tell you, in my opinion, it's a relationship business. I had clients that have done amazing work. I mean, they've won all kinds of awards and so forth and so on. They say, you want something? I go to an interview, doing great work, it gets me to the table, but it does absolutely nothing. If someone else has the relationship, there's a much greater chance that they're going to get the business and not this other client of mine. There are some people, and you know these people, that are really, really good at relationships. They're naturals. I'm going to give you some examples. Paul Revere. Who here has read The Tipping Point? Anyone? By Malcolm Gladwell? Okay. Paul Revere, One If by Land, Two If by Sea. There was actually another person who got the same information from the same place at the same time. Believe it or not, I don't remember his name. I should, but I don't. Paul Revere was a master of relationships, the other guy wasn't, right? So the two of them get the same information. They both go north. Paul Revere goes west, gets all these people together. They fight off the British to save the armory in Concord. The other guy goes north at the same time. He goes east. He gets like two people together. And guess what happens? No one ever heard from him again. Who knows what happened when they went east? But the point is, Paul Revere was a master at relationships. Bob Hilliard, master at relationships. I'm sure everyone knows Bob. Great guy. Incredible entrepreneur. He started his firm in his house with his wife 40 years ago, let's assume. He built us the fifth largest architectural firm in the country and sold it, of course, at the top of the market 5-6 years ago. Master at relationships. I spoke for his class at Princeton a couple of years ago, and I asked him, I had lunch after, and I asked him, well, let me ask you a question. What percentage of the work came from people you knew, relationships, versus people that walked in the door? You know what he said? Very close. 80% of business came from people he knew or relationships he had established at some point along the way. 20% walked in the door. We only work with design firms. Okay? Our firm represents about 180 firms. When I look at firms that are in the commercial institutional market, not residential, commercial institutional, on average, and if you're in those markets, you'll know what I'm talking about, 70 to 80% of business comes from repeat clients. Why? Trust, confidence, chemistry. Trust, confidence, chemistry. I have a maid, her name is Vivian. You never heard of her. Vivian is a master relationship. She doesn't clean. The place is filthy. I go home and I'm always upset, but we can't get rid of her. She's been with us 15 years. She's a master at relationships. I have a client, he's an engineer up in the Pennsylvania area, right? He gets all the business, and he's a lousy engineer. You know how I know? He gets sued all the time, and I love it because he pays us a fortune for his insurance. But he's a master at relationships.